15th of August, Ola is planning to launch its EV bike. There's been a lot that's been said about those bikes and, of course, the colors. You've seen Bhavish Agarwal take to Twitter every other day. He's trying to make a Tesla this side of the world with a factory in Tamil Nadu. We've seen Ather Energy also then come out and talk about standardized charging and how it's going to be offering that. You've had Bounce talking about how it's going to be tying up with deep tech startup Chara for an EV motor. You have Log9 Materials, which is backed by Sequoia, talking about tying up with Amara Raja from the old economy when it comes for a commercial tie-up for batteries. EVs are certainly hot. Where is India on the global EV map? Today, we have an EV special for you on today's edition of Startup Central. Joining me live right here on the show are Varun, Agni, the co-founder and head of products and tech at Bounce. We're also being joined by Akshay Singhal, the founder and CEO at Log9 Materials. Thanks, guys, for joining us live on today's edition. I'll come to you first, Akshay. You know, we've had you on the show before. You've talked about why your battery is like no other, whether it talks about how long it's going to last. The commercial rollout is, of course, round the corner. But first, can I ask you about this tie-up with Amara Raja?
Hi, Nayantara. Good to be back on the show. So yeah, we have basically, we are lucky to have Amara Raja Batteries come and invest and collaborate with Log9 Materials. And the underlying thesis of this collaboration is to basically leverage the innovation capabilities and 0 to 1 capability that we call it in the EV ecosystem of Log9 and marry them with the scale-up capabilities and large-scale manufacturing capabilities of Amara Raja Batteries. So the idea is that the years of or decades of experience, I must say, that Amara Raja batteries have, we can leverage that and scale up our manufacturing operations when it comes to not only battery packs, but also cell level manufacturing in India and also the distribution network that the company provides.
And are you going to do this tie-up only with Amara Raja? Is it exclusive, or can we expect Log9 Materials to do this with other old legacy companies as well, established companies which have a network and all also?
So right now, the collaboration with ARBL or Amara Raja Batteries is purely a financial investment. There is strategic interest, but we have not inked like a very, so to say, definitive exclusive contract in terms of manufacturing. So the avenues are open, but definitely Amara Raja Batteries would be the first go-to, so to say, avenue for us when it comes to scaling up our manufacturing operations.
Okay. Varun, let me come to you. You know, you folks at Bounce also took to Twitter talking about Chara, the tie-up that you're going to see. Tell us more about this EV fleet that is being planned.
Thanks for having us over. So primarily, we are very much invested into EV space. And what we're seeing on the road is the unit economics for EV is phenomenal. We are positive, and we want to make sure that we spend and invest on technologies that are going to continue that trend towards positive and sustainable growth. And one such investment is in tying up with Chara to ensure our supply of motors to be made domestically. There is a very high demand for rare earth metals like neodymium for permanent magnets that can really hinder our supply should the either price go up or the supply dwindle down or get cut off. So what we are investing in is sustainable growth, where we are manufacturing our motors in India, and with technology that that is not going to be dependent on anything coming in from various other countries, or especially China, which has a fair amount of dominance over the rare earth metals for permanent magnets. And we want to have a technology that can actually improve the efficiency of these scooters as well. So with Chara, I think we have hit the balance where we will be independent, cheaper price of manufacturing, and of course, no dependency on the supply chain from China, and also increase the efficiency of the motors and increase our range with the existing battery capacity.
But how can you, in this today's day and age, I can understand becoming Atmanirbhar and all of that. Are you saying that all the commodities that we will need for this EV motor are available in India in abundant supply?
Oh yes, I mean the new technology that we're working on is pretty much dependent on steel and copper, which is extremely abundant not only just in India but also on the.
Can you share with us what kind of materials they will be?
It's iron and copper. So steel. So basically, it's just copper windings, and it's just a reluctance motor. So it's switch mode reluctance motors. The technical complexity of it is really in coming in the electronics and software part of it, which which is the big challenge here in making it work. But otherwise, the technology itself is fairly simple and old, and it only uses copper winding and steel for for the motor itself.
Actually, let me come to you. You know, you have been saying how you want to go, how Log9 Materials wants to go beyond lithium. Now hearing how Bounce and Chara are looking at alternatives when it comes to the motors, looking at iron ore, etc. Where is India on the EV innovation app? And I'm talking about ancillaries here.
So basically, there are a lot of materials which go into making the battery packs, making the electric vehicles itself, motors, and all the other components. And I think while we always talk about, so to say, materials like lithium, cobalt, the battery magnet materials and stuff like that, but there is also a need to kind of create battery grade varieties of materials which are basically being used in the EV industry. So, for example, we really don't have competency to create battery grade aluminum over here. And we are also waiting to kind of look at battery grade copper foils for basically lithium ion production and other kind of battery chemistry production. And that industry needs to step up its game to be able to kind of basically for the industry to indigenize more and more components and achieve the target of 60 to 70% indigenization in the entire value chain.
Akshay, I'll like to for you to explain to us again why the Log9 material battery you believe and is being talked about by the folks at Sequoia as well is so special. One is that it's more durable, it's more long lasting, it requires less charging, and it's more affordable.
Yeah, so basically, the batteries that we are putting forward under our umbrella of rapid charging battery packs for the two-wheeler, three-wheeler, and all other sort of last mile intra-city kind of vehicular platforms. So these batteries have a life which is up to 10x more than your conventional lithium-ion batteries available in the market today, and that gives us an edge wherein we are able to offer a much lower cost per kilometer for a consumer because for the first time the battery will outlast the life of the vehicle itself unlike the typical batteries which usually run out in 2 to 3 years time. At the same time, we offer very premium performance on the vehicles, which includes charging in about 15 to 30 minutes time, depending on the vehicle size, and then on top of it, higher power performance, much better load bearing capacity, much better incline climbing capacity, and at the same time, longer life. So these are the kind of features that we are able to provide. And that's the reason we have been we've been receiving a lot of traction, especially for fleet operations in last mile category, whether it's food commerce or whether it is e-commerce or any kind of other deliveries, and where these vehicles are running for more than 100 kilometers per day. And with very quick charging time, they can turn around very quickly. At the same time, they don't need to worry about degrading range on a monthly basis, which has been a big problem because as the battery is losing its life, it is also reducing the range on these electric vehicles, and that creates a lot of operational hassles when you're trying to manage a fleet operation around it.
Okay, I'm going to now ask you one question, which is that, we've also seen old legacy companies, whether it's a Bajaj, whether it's a Hero Moto, take the EV bet, right? And they're doing it with startups. I'll come to you for this one, Varun, but what we've also seen recently is a lot of that is being said about the Ola scooter that's going to be launched on 15th of August. Not just the colors, but also the pricing and all of that, right? What has that meant for India's EV industry, especially when it comes to awareness, for example?
Well, EV is clearly the choice here. I think with both the affordability of the batteries coming into place, and also a massive push from the government to incentivize and encourage the EV consumption. I think it is really encouraging to see a lot of OEMs, go towards EV, and it is really a great step towards sustainable future. And when it makes economic sense, I think a lot more people will participate in this ecosystem, and it is definitely going to benefit us all. And as Akshay mentioned, I think a lot of things that they are working on to make the technology better and lower to lower cost to operate. These are the things that we are also looking for. We have an opportunity to get EV mobility to the common man, and any significant progress in technology towards reducing the cost or improving the efficiency and making the whole operation sustainable is going to be really translating to savings for everybody in the ecosystem.
And Akshay, what should India endeavor for? Because at the end of the day, if EVs have to take off, they also have to be affordable. Yes, you've got e-commerce companies, you've got corporations which want to be more sustainable, be more environment friendly, are looking at having EV fleets. But for it to take off, it also needs to be affordable. So whatever it is that Ola is trying to do, what is it that is needed, let's say, from the government side? Because there's a lot that's also being said. Should we have import duty cuts to, let's say, to make the Teslas of this world more affordable?
So, Nandara, I think where we are in the EV ecosystem, especially in the lower platform categories or the smaller platform categories, for example, two-wheelers and three-wheelers and those kind of vehicles, we already have hit cost parity when it comes to EVs. And in many cases, electric vehicles are coming out to be far more cheaper than a comparable petrol or diesel vehicle on a per kilometer basis. The challenge really is, and why we don't see so much adoption yet, and it is picking up definitely in the last few months, there has been significant traction. But the reason we still are far away from our ultimate goal of the kind of number that you're going to see on the road is because there are operational challenges when it comes to the current electric vehicles and their battery packs. And when I say operational challenges in terms of charging time, in terms of degrading range, as I mentioned, also there are safety concerns in the kind of weather that we have in India. And that's the reason why Log9 exists, that we're trying to solve for these operational challenges, because cost parity, I don't think is anymore an issue when it comes to electric vehicle.
So, Varun, let me ask you the same question. At a time when India is trying to, find its place on the global EV map, at a point when we're trying to see innovation, which is also take place in India, simultaneously you have Elon Musk and Tesla that also want to enter the country. Should the government be looking at cutting import duties? Should it be meddling at all? What should it be doing to just support at least Indian innovation when it comes to EVs?
I think there is a lot of support from government in making the cost parity a reality, and I think that's really an amazing initiative, and we all are appreciating that. And especially at Bounce, since the focus is really on EV now, we are setting up the infrastructure to make the rest of those things possible. What Akshay mentioned about challenges of range anxiety, and even the battery charging times and everything. So for our consumers, it's important for them to feel confident that they can go from point A to point B without having to worry about the battery running out. So the kind of swapping infrastructure that we are setting up across the city, the kind of batteries that we are investing in, or even the kind of network that we're building, it's going to be something that will really boost the growth of EVs in India. And of course, government of India is really doing an amazing job. And also there are certain states which are further incentivizing the adoption of EV. I think it's a very noble effort. And then I think we are, at a great place to, take advantage of this and make the whole EV economy boom.
So, if I may add on your point of Tesla coming in and a requirement for subsidies, while I am an admirer of Tesla, and I'm sure Varun also here is an admirer of Tesla and the product that it has, I don't think there should be any special incentive for anyone coming from outside. Right, local innovation needs to be promoted, and I salute the government for the kind of initiatives that have been taken. But just for launching a premium car in the market, any special incentive should be given. I don't relate to that fact. It is a level playing field, and if Tesla can be affordable at with those kind of policies in place, which are there for everyone, people who can afford it, otherwise not. Because anyways, Tesla is not a usual Indian buyer's car. it is a premium category car, and I don't know how many or what percentage of the Indian population can really afford it, even if the taxes are reduced.
Yeah. And again, to add to that, I mean, I think what we should also encourage is manufacturing of the cells in India. I think that's a very, large step, and I'm sure it is coming. But I think that is something that is going to really help us multiply the growth that we are already seeing in EV space.
Right, a lot to think about, a lot that needs to be done as well. And here's an open invitation to both of you. 15th August will be a big day for India and EVs. It is being spearheaded by Ola and Bhavish Agarwal. So please come back next week when we will be discussing the hot topic again.
Thanks for having us over.
Thank you, Nandara. Thank you.